Mayohosko coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel. Good early morning, everybody. It is 7:31 a.m. here. I am awake. Normally, I'm not awake at this time of day, but ever since the end of semester at grad school, I've been waking up a lot more earlier than what I want to be awake. And so, yeah, it's an early morning here. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So, I took a rest day yesterday, and I feel relaxed now. And I'm ready to get back to doing all the odd jobs I want to do in the month of July. So who's out there? We have Rob, Johnny, and Alexandria. So I'm going to be cleaning up the garage, but while I'm cleaning up the garage, particularly the Lego in the garage, I'm gonna answer anything relevant that the chat says. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any requests, if you have any ideas, if there's any plans you want to arrange with me, I'll see it all in the chat, and I'll keep up with the chat while I'm cleaning, and yeah, hopefully we can make some progress. And Cal should be going live with his TMC stream when we're done. And also, hello, Dusty. It says, what is day off? You streamed yesterday. Well, yesterday was a day off because I wasn't expecting to do anything. And after I stopped streaming, I didn't do anything after that. I've been doing odd jobs for the past week in preparation for cleaning up for my city update, of which I released 2 days ago now. And so after a week of doing odd jobs in the garage and in my room, I decided to take the day off. So a day off for me doesn't have to do anything with streaming. It has to do with whatever odd jobs I do or do not decide to do. Because I've been moving furniture, I've been rearranging my Lego collection, I've been tidying up my city, just a whole bunch of odd jobs. I've been managing my train inventory. I've been managing some of the film zones in my room. I've been dusting off some of my collectibles. I've been strategizing where I want to move new furniture. And I've been consolidating some of my crap that's in storage. Are you going to use the garage for your Lego building? Yes, that's where my Lego city is. My Lego city is 2/3 the size of what I want it to be. Hopefully I'll convince my family one day to move the camping gear out of here and into their home when they decide to go camping once they're both retired. Yeah. And people saying hello to each other. Yeah. So just comment anything within reason, and I'll get around to it. So the first thing I need to do is I need to move the cart out of here. The cart is gone. And let's move some of these other boxes too. Give myself some walking space. Is there anything else I can move out? Let's move this. Yeah, I am going to be trying that eventually. I'm going to be trying that once I'm going to be trying out vertical streams once I use up my 23 hours this month. I'm still trying to get so when I talked about the filming zones, I'm trying to organize. One of those filming zones is where I can set myself up to do vertical streaming. I still need to get that set up. And yes, the Lego, I bought myself that cart so I could move the orange storage drawers without picking them up and holding them in my hands. Let's move this. And since my cart is less than 1 square meter, I have three parking lots for the cart. 1 is in my room, 2 is in the garage, and 3 is next to the office. Yes, it is still free. Actually, for new customers, they're offering incredible new time sales. What about the Lakers, Johnny? What about them? Yeah, so we moved that out the way. We can close the door now. So I think the first thing I want to do is I want to move this stuff down here. I want to move this stuff down here. But actually, before we move that stuff down there, we'll have to tidy up this stuff over here. I'm going to have to use my city as a catch-all to get this tidied up. And I've got bags and boxes of just bulk Lego that I need to sort. Like bags from the Lego store. Both the big and the small bags. These are some mocks that I'm actually going to put into my city. So I'm going to put that in my city. And who knows, at the end of this stream, we might be able to put some of those mocks into the city. And I'll let people vote which of those they want to see in my city first. I'll give the power to the viewers. There's a broom. I don't know why that's there. There's a spot behind the freezer where we keep a lot of garden tools. I think this is from one of the Monkey Kids sets. And this is some vehicle parts. So there's just a hodgepodge of stuff in here. Hello, silent mode. No, it's not. Let me close one of these tabs. Okay. And this is a box of empty of empty drawers. I need to feed those back into my drawer units. And I want to put some of these big boxes on top of my gantry. I want to get them out from here. I need to clean this up. These are spare table legs. So I want to move them next to my table. Well, I want to move them next to the tabletops. Have a good time finishing your animation, Dusty. And by the way, Dusty, happy birthday. Okay, so if we get this out of the way, we can get to some of the things that fell underneath here. So I'm going to crouch down, but I'm going to let you stare at some of this cool junk on my table. And if you have any questions about the junk on my table, ask away and I'll try to answer it. We've got a Space Police set that fell. It's from Space Police 2. I think I bought this at Brick World Chicago. I think it was in one of the multi-packs. There's also pieces from that Friends sports set. Just going to put this Lego back on the table so I can move some stuff here. Because what I want to do is I want to have a spot left of where I stand to build on my table available so I can put some stuff. And also I need to get some stuff from out underneath my table to put into the sitting. Okay. So to the right of where I stand is now free. Hey 24. Didn't know I was in this stream, lol. Why is my mug in your thumbnail? It's not. I think a Mac's face is accidentally in there. I'm gonna have to edit that thumbnail for when I next do one of these streams. So if you know the reference, you know. Who knows? Maybe that was clickbait. Okay. So we got this area clear. Normally, my desk chair would go here. And hello, Mac. The reference is that it was that one time when I was watching no, how do I say this? Is from that time when I was watching Burwicopolis. No, sorry. See, you're worded. See, it's a strange word. Someone needs to fix that word. Bricopolis. Yeah, Bricopolis. Whatever, however you say it. I don't know how to say it. It's such a confusing name. Sorry to whoever came up with that name, but it's so confusing to say. Yo, Cliff.
Mayo is frozen on the stream. That is so hilarious. Look at him. Everybody's talking. He's frozen. Super focus, Mayo. Super focus. Look at him. Yep. If you move, you'll give us Lego.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out this Monkey Kid box. And I'm going to see if I can put these boxes inside of each other. There's a whole bunch of bags in here. I use these bags as packing material. And the packing material has their own separate box. So let me see if I can fit this inside of here. Nice, that fits inside of there. So that's box consolidation. I think I'll be able to fit this box inside of here too. Yeah. So any other boxes? I'm not seeing any other Lego boxes, so I'll keep that down packed. But while I move that up to my city, move that above my gantry, I'm going to let y'all stare at the city. What are people saying? People saying hello. I'm going to edit the thumbnail after this stream. You know, let me see if I can do something now. This is being weird. Let me try change something. It's not refreshing. I need to refresh something. It's not working properly. Says stream must be scheduled in the future and within 1 year. Please edit the start time. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know how to use Nightbot, unfortunately. I don't understand it either. I don't know how to disable it. Let me search how to disable YouTube XP. PSA, you can turn off community leaderboards in your individual settings. Leaderboards. People are talking about how do I turn off the YouTube leaderboard? Live chat section. Toggle off the leaderboard. Okay. So I guess I could come on and change it. So here. If I could go to the customization, is there a way to turn off? There's a toggle. Select set. Okay. Maybe that's only if you do it through YouTube. That's weird. That's weird. How to disable pop-ups in a light. You sign into the YouTube app. Go to your U tab. But where's a U? There's settings. Live chat section, but there's no. I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't understand that. Because I'm not seeing anything for the live chat settings. maybe. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about live chat settings. It's just I never understood why or how it works. I never understood it. What's the actual thing called? Well, I would use, or I find it easier to use Streamlabs than Nightbot. You try a different route. Yeah, because I'm not seeing anything about the live chat settings. Maybe it's in the control room? Yeah, it might be a timed thing. Top fans, can I toggle this thing off? I want to toggle it off. Because I never liked the top fans thing. What does it actually say? Learn more or turn off in the help center. Frequently asked questions. But where's the thing about disabling it? As viewers engage with the live stream, they'll notice the crown icon at the top of the chat, which displays cumulative points they've earned for engaging with that specific live stream. Clicking on this icon will take viewers directly to the leaderboard and see the top 50 engaged viewers. Top 3 engaged viewers get a special badge next to their name in the live chat. Opting out of leaderboard. Computer, sign into YouTube. Go to settings. Well, we already signed into YouTube. Go to settings. And then it says select privacy. Oh, yes, here we go. Live chat. Turn off leaderboard participation. Okay, so I just toggled that off. No, so I just toggled it on to turn it off. So let's see if that thing goes away. Let's see if it goes away. Because I don't like the XP thing. So let's come back into my chat and see if it's toggled off now. Is it toggled off? No, it still has that thing, but I'm not seeing any of the badges, which is I think is the most confusing thing. I think it's the most confusing thing. Yeah, I only know about Streamlabs, but I think some other people like Dusty know better about Nightbot. Hey, Gladiator. No, I was trying to change off of I was trying to change off of a default. I don't. There's something in Studio where you can enable a default thumbnail, but I forgot how to do it, and it's weird. YouTube just changed some of their settings, and it's very confusing. How to set default thumbnail from YouTube Studio. I don't want to select video. I don't want to select it for one. I want to set it for all. It's weird. But there was a tutorial. Maybe it's in, yeah, I'm not sure where it's gone. Ah, hang on. When I'm like that, my thing makes a clicking noise. That's weird. Yeah, that tutorial wasn't any good. There's somewhere in here where you can set a default thumbnail for all your videos. Customization. No, it's not there. Not in customization. Yeah, I'm just experimenting with some of this stuff right now, because some settings got changed, and you can also edit overlays. That's weird. Can also edit overlays. See, I want to get rid of that StreamYard link in the description. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to get out of there. What specifically do you want to know about Streamlabs? Because I can't really help you right now when I'm trying to figure out my own stuff. I didn't put it in. I just saw it in the chat when I went live. So I think it's been in the beta test for some people. Yeah, you have to enable what is it? What is it on Streamlabs? You have to so they're called timers. They're called timers. They're called timers, and you can enable, well, and you can write messages in the text settings from timers, and then control however long you want them to be timed for. It's a weird thing. Yeah, it's just some weird. I don't know what's going on. YouTube's changed a whole bunch of their settings that I don't fully understand. Anyway, I want to get one of these boxes out from here. So I'm gonna rotate this to look up there. Because actually, you know what? I should slide all this down. And there's this box. Yeah, that can go in with these other boxes. So if I take some of this off here, then I should be able to slide the X-Wing down. Whoa. That just fell off. Just a crash landing. I forget where that goes. Let's see. Something. Yeah, I think it's in the beta phase. There's also the community tab settings that are also in the beta phase right now. Because there's the option to enable some kind of a new setting, but it's not working yet, so I think it's still in the beta phase. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Move the X-Wing down. Move the X-Wing down. You can just see the underneath of the X-Wing. There's a bunch of windows in it. Oh, there's another empty box. And those might be empty boxes too. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that's an empty box. This can probably fit inside of here. Let me see if it does. Yeah, that fits inside of there. And that fits inside of there. So then there's that minifigure sorting head. If we move that over, and if we move this over, and we can put this big box right there, up there. So that's the top of my gantry. Let's twist this back around here. Good morning, Team Beam. Yeah, you keep on testing until you're able to figure it out. Okay, so now that means that this space right here is available. Hey, Dina. Yeah, I also saw that you're above 600 now, Gladiator. So this is now available, which means that, you know what? I got some more room up there that I could probably squeeze this shoebox in. And there's also this, but I'm not going to put that. You know what? No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the sorting head off, and I'm going to put it on top of here. There we go. And what else? So now then I can put the Arctic train here. Put the Arctic train there. I think it's because, well, that might have something to do with your shorts. Maybe. And maybe you got good retention rates because your videos are shorter, so YouTube recommended them to more people, because I saw that you had some videos that got over 100 views. Don't have any raised base plates on me right now. What else? Okay, so we got that there. So now what I want to do is I want to move some of this stuff into the city so I can get that black thing and put it on top of my table. So I'll put you towards the city. I've got a combination of builds and parts that from when I was building mocks that is left on my table. Which don't need to be here anymore, and I need to put into one of these empty boxes. Also, this is the Captain Rex microfighter that I found on sale. It has the name, but it doesn't have the piece count. And these are the Formula One Duplo cars. Hey Zelda. You know what it's time for?
Paradisa, Paradisa, sun is shining all day.
I have a roll of paper that I want to put in my room. What's in here? This is just a bunch of packing material. So you know what? I'm gonna use this as another section to put some bubble wrap in Lego bags. I'll rearrange it to get a shot down here. I need to find some way to get some tape on top of here. And there's some paper which needs to go in recycling. What's not that notorious? Do you mean send me a picture, Gladiator? Yes, getting out of bed is the best way to start the day. That would be a cool project. If you want to do that, that would be fantastic, Gladiator. Okay. There's another empty drawer. So this white box is where I put all my empty drawers. And I have some empty drawers down here because that's spilled over. So probably won't have time to do address that today, but I might try to do that some other time. Okay, so I need somewhere to keep any cardboard that I don't want anymore, so I can haul it out to the bin. Also, these are this is my box of vintage instructions, and I saw something vintage over here somewhere. Where was it? I saw some instructions, but I don't know where they went. Yeah, I don't know where they went. Also, I have a bunch of these green chairs from that stream we did together. Thank you. I'll check that out after the stream. You know what? I know where we can put them. So I came across these cups, which I can put some small pieces in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these green chairs in this cup for safekeeping. Keep these green chairs in here. Did you figure out time travel? And I need somewhere to keep these blue pieces. It's got to be something I can use to keep them all together. What can I use? I'm searching. What's in here? There's a box that has some minifigs in it. There's this box for the Plants from Plants sets. Looks like there's some castle figures in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these castle figs into here. And let's see what they are. So we got some of the forestmen. Got some of the forestmen. And some castle armor. So I'm going to scoop these blue pieces to go in here, so we can clear off this table. Yeah, because a lot of the it was all the minifigure collectors who were complaining about all that. And that was about a year ago. Okay, this is filling up more than this, so maybe there's another bigger box. Maybe there's another bigger box we can use. You know what? Maybe it might fit inside of a pab box. I've got a ton of the pab boxes lying around. I'll use these for storage. I want to use this for the mock I was building the other day. So I'll keep that. Plus, there's just a couple more. That wasn't from there. I think this camera was from there. And I think that was the brick separator from the set. I probably will get one of my white stickers and put it on top of the box to remember that they're pieces from the battle bus. See if I can close this. Yeah, that just barely closes. Oh, nice. You'll have a garage too. Yes, I'm gonna keep that in a box. And some of this other stuff. What are we going to do with that other stuff? Actually, you know what? I've got this box for the electric garbage truck. Whoa! Oh, shit. What was in there? Oh, that was just a spill. That was a spill. I also got the box for one of these avatar sets. Going to consolidate that. And there's a Brickheads box. That's got some instructions in it. Another one of these line dance guys. But that's not going to fit in there. Yeah, that's not going to fit in there. But these two boxes might be able to consolidate. Yeah, that consolidates. And if I put it sideways, I can get all of that to be consolidated. And I'll swap these because these have some of the 6x16 plates that I use for skyscrapers. I'm gonna have the laser cannons of the X-wing coddle, all that together. So I'm gonna put this into my city as well. So let's rotate the camera around here. Gonna put that in the city. Yeah, you use a lot of those tackle boxes, and that's what I used to use before I converted to these orange drawers for storing your minifigs. I already built that avatar set on one of my streams. Yeah, I'll end up doing something like that because about 2 years ago, I bought a sheet of shipping label stickers, and so that I could print out some of my custom stickers. But I could also use that as big labels. I use a label maker for putting labels on the drawers like this. The 1x2 grey grills. You can see there, here's the light bluish grey and the dark bluish grey grills in there. Oh, there's also this small pad box with one of these one of these Crusader Knight unicorns. That was from the BAM Tower. I put my castle. What did I do with my castle things? I put the castle. I put a group of castle figs somewhere. But I can use this for storage somehow. What did I just do with those castle figs? Yeah. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna have that unicorn sitting in that train right there. I don't know what this is doing here, but that's a stack of the curved rails. And I was having, oh, I know, the arm for the scaled up minifigure, it fell off. Because that's how I hold my printed 1x8 bricks. And you know what? I'm going to put my printed 1x8 bricks into here. I'm going to put them in here. And I also have my bag of sig figs that I'm also going to put into here. Also going to put them into here because I've gotten all of these printed 1x8 bricks at conventions. And so, and I've traded all of my sig figs at conventions. So I think they go hand. I think they'd go hand in hand. Because, for example, this is Greg from London Bridge Bricks. I'm just going to name a few. This is a custom I made of Zabadak. Howdy, General Tron. That's a custom Zabadak. Doesn't have his sticker. I actually got some orange paint and painted over a red baseball cap. Butt Chop doesn't have a sig fig, so he lets people create a sig fig for him, and I used a Ninjago character with the Sons of Garmadon and the Mohawk, and I gave him a scimitar. That's Blockhead UK. Pretty sure this is Brick Lover. This is Joey from Brick Trains. This is a custom I made of Hoosier Bricks. And I'm pretty sure this is Mr. Bookie Boo. Pretty sure that's Mr. Bookie Boo. Just to name a few. I made a video about all of the sig figs I own. If anyone wants to go back. Oh, and not sure if Cliff was here, but I made a custom of Cliff's 3.0 sig fig. And actually, you know what? That's Titanium J. We traded. Yeah, so, and I can't remember if I said it, but that's Shy Time is My Time. By far the most detailed sig fig I own. Anyway. See if I can close this up. Because this is also going in the city. I want my sig figs to be the first recognizable sig figs in the city. I'm going to have them walking up and down Modular Road. Yeah, make sure that your phones are always charged. Okay. So we got the sig figs sorted out. Got these green chairs grouped. Gradually cleaning off the table here. Consolidated some of the boxes. Consolidated some of the boxes. Oh, I got this. I need to put this back in the city. Gonna put that over there. It's a shuffle to walk through here sometimes. You know, if I move that over there, and I move, you know, I actually have a glass Coca-Cola bottle that has some minifigure accessories in it. They're from Ninjago sets. This needs to go back in the city. This is the roof of the battle bus. I'm going to take this apart. And these are some friends' buildings that need to go back into the city. Before the next city update, I'm gonna try to do a rebuild of some of those buildings to make them more sturdy. Like I want them to be as sturdy as this red floor and this yellow floor. That is rock solid. That's rock solid. I think it's because some of those floors haven't been updated to the new standard I made for the modularity of that stuff. I need to do an overhaul of a lot of that, and I'm gonna get more. There's some. I want to make more of them eventually, and there's a bunch of furniture from friend sets that I want to keep together. There's the zombie cheerleader. You know, we're going to put the zombie cheerleader next to the minifigure habitats that are just resting in the city. Got some napkins that need to go on the dining table. And now, since I freed up this bag, I'm going to put some. I had a blue building that slowly got cannibalized. I'm going to put all of its pieces in a bag because I've slowly been cannibalizing it. I think it's the top floor of a building that is behind that pab cup right there. I think that's where it's supposed to go. And this is the driver from the Ferrari F40 Speed Champions set. Oh yeah, that's where, yeah, I gripped some castle figs into this drawer over here. That's a corner floor. And these are pieces for the Friends Hotel. And I need to file away some of these instructions. I'm going to create another stack of instructions and flatten some of this out because you see that they get bent in the middle. So what I do is put, I got some instructions over here. Yeah, got some instructions over here. Also got some loose parts in there. We're gonna put some of those other loose parts on my table in there. And I need a box, a big box, to put those instructions in. What can I use? What can I use? What can I put in there? So what can I use to put that away? You know, oh shit, something's gonna fall over. I have boxes at the other end of the city that aren't doing anything, and I got a red thing that has some trees in it. So perhaps we can spruce up the city with some trees. Oh, no, these aren't empty. But they are empty boxes. They need to be consolidated. Ugh. I think this fan wants to fall over. Yeah, so there's instructions back here, and we need to flatten that down. So I'm gonna lay that on the dining table all day so that those instructions can get flattened, and I can then put them into a binder, because I have a bunch of binders for instructions, but I need to go through these. Actually, I think I need to double check if I've already scanned these instructions for the loyalty points. So I'm going to get this box up here. This is a box from Target. And I'm going to let these instructions sit in this box all day to get flattened. There's some also here. What's this? That's gonna go with the vintage stuff. I think there's some vintage stuff over there. Let's see if I can move this backwards. See if I can move that back so I can better reach over here. This is the remnants of my old pumpkin patch. Yeah. This is a vintage mail order form. So that's going to go with the vintage stuff. It's going to go with the mail order. And this is that shipping label paper I was talking about. So what I'll do is I'll cut out a piece of what Dustin suggested, cut out a square, slap it on top of my pad box to say the battle bus pieces. And I have this tray of some of the printed 1x1s from some of the dots packs. So now that I have this other small cup, what I'll do is I'll shake some of the dirt out of there, and I'll try to get these into here so that they take up less horizontal space. And some of it's spilled over. But fortunately none spilled. Oh, there goes one on the floor. Okay, so we filled up this whole cup of them. Because that's one of the big conversions I've done over the past 3 years, is moving the collection from taking up horizontal space to take up a vertical space instead. Shake the dust out of this lid. There, now some of that dust is out of there. So now you can see that, oops, above those black drawers is room for some things to go in here. And some of that stuff we might be able to get from off the side of where to the off from the left side. Of where I stand to build mocks. Because the big goal for cleaning up the table is to be able to get room to put the black drawers back on the table so that I can start making some vehicles again. That's the goal for getting the table clear. And at the same time, I can sort some of this Lego. And I'll use some of the pieces on my table to build some of the mocks I want to do before the end of the month. So anytime that I can convert horizontal space to vertical space is good in my book. That's good in my book. Gonna move that out the way. Okay. And if we move this off here, that means we've cleared up all this section of the table. Cleared off all this section of the table, which is about 3/4 of the table. So now what I can do here, what I can do there, yeah, there's a lot of people, well, there's been a bunch of people lurking. What I can now do here is I'm going to keep this out so I can make that label. Well, there's a piece of grass that got on my keyboard. Hello, Phil and Bricks. We're just doing, this has become a cleaning stream. Because the ultimate goal is to get as much stuff off of this table as possible. And one of those ways is to clear everything that was on top of these black drawers. So I can put some of the stuff that was on my table on top of the black drawers, which gets it off the table. And some might say that it's a massive game of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, but being able to rearrange said deck chairs on the Titanic actually allows me more convenient and accessible spaces to do more of the odd jobs that I've been slowly accomplishing over the past week. Because when you're at grad school, you spend more time studying than taking care of a Lego collection. So that's why I end up doing a massive period of all these tasks. And then I come across builds that I either want to restore or completely part out, which is why Cal and I decided that we didn't want the battle bus. We thought that the parts was greater than the build as a whole. And this is something else I need to part out. It's that four-wheel drive from that one Avengers set. That needs to get parted out. And eventually going to part out this winter GWP. That has to go. I'll probably end up parting out all of these dragons once I have them all built. Let's push this at the back to be more economical with real estate. What's going on? But the language gates, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, there's another baggie. And I've just got sets all over the place. This is one of the Octane races. It's one of the Octane races. And I think it was in one of my city updates, but then I took it out to film a video and I've yet to put it back in, so it needs to go back into the city. And that's top of a watchtower from a castle mock. My castle stuff is all in storage under the city right now. I was going to make myself a box for cardboard to dispose of some of the cardboard. I have a pab cup here. Then I'm gonna put pieces of paper into to get it off my table. So while I do that, I'm gonna let you stare at the city again. And then I'll flip the camera back around. And then the table will be even more cleared off since last time. And that's the top of a crane. I can't remember what I did with that crane. Still need to take all these pieces apart from the bus. Oh, the swear jar. I wasn't swearing, was I? Okay. There's a spare light bulb here. I don't know why that's there. And there's another Octane racer. I think I had it in my city, but I pulled it out for the same reason as this. So perhaps maybe we could stage like an Octane, like a drag strip on one of my streets. Who knows? And there's more spare pieces I'm going to put in a bag. I just have bags of bulk and bags of bulk and bags of bulk and bags of bulk. That's what I do just to see. Actually, no, I think that's going to be too small. Let's get another pad box. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother labeling the pad boxes where they're just bulk, but if they have pieces from a set I've taken apart, then I will put the label on. to remember what it is. Yeah, I've got a power drill on the table too. So let's rotate this around. See how much cleaner the table is now. Remember at the start of the stream it was super dirty. Now it's much more clean. Actually, I'm going to remember to keep these square wind screens. You know what? Oh, this is going to be too big for a pad box. That's going to be too big. What could I use instead? Oh, it must be 9 a.m. What could I use? I'm going to use the box for the Magisto's Workshop GWP. Well, that's instructions that needs to go. That needs to get flattened out. So is that. And that's a sticker from Jason's Bricks and 5. I have to put on a billboard. And actually, those are pieces for one of the old palm trees. I'm going to save those pieces. I cannibalized one of the palm trees to make one of my minifigure habitats. That's Paul Walker from the Nissan Skyline Speed Champion set from Fast and Furious. And there's Steve from Minecraft. There's more instructions. There you go, and that fills up about half of this box. There's some stuff that wants to fall off the table, but it's not going to. Okay. And so, but what we will do is we'll use this pad box to separate some stuff that I have immediate uses for. And I'll gradually attend to that over time. And then I'll put this back over here. Well, I'll put that there. That needs to get thrown out. That's packing material. I'm going to put this somewhere over here. And there's a screwdriver for some reason. think that was for when I was putting batteries in my trains. But we're going to keep the power drill out. Because I'm always screwing IKEA furniture with the power drill. So now we've almost completely cleaned off the table, other than the stuff that I need on the table right now. Which means we can get those black drawers that have all the parts I use for wheels, so that I use for vehicles. Because you might be able to see there's some of the axles, there's some of the fenders, there's some of the windscreens, there's a combination of the big wheels and seats, and this is by far the most compact thing I've sorted in here, the vintage style fenders. And so not only is it convenient to have this back here, it also acts as a good resting spot for one of my computers. We'll put the power drill off to the side. We'll put my phone next to there. We'll actually put this poly bag in front of the phone, and then we'll rotate this and put this back up here. Nice! Yes, everybody, we cleaned off the table. Hooray. What are people saying? Yeah, because I went big time cleaning that stuff. Philin got the Hogwarts going. Thanks for your advice. Nice! I'm glad I could act as some inspiration, because your city will grow over time, and I like seeing the progress people make with their cities, because it gives me inspiration for my own city. Also says I had to switch out the connector to the magnet ones. Yes, because the magnet ones are standard. That's what they've been using for over 50 years now. I'm not sure what that means. A timestamp for what? Maybe did I spill something? Yeah, that's why I put myself on idle, so I don't get as many notifications on Discord. Zelda was at his computer for a few, stepping away to drop things and swearing again. Yep. Well, see, I've dropped so much Lego that I don't have an overreaction anymore. If I know it's easy to clean up. Anyway, hooray! The table's cleared off. It's cleared off now. Nice. So what I'll do after the stream is I'll take some of these boxes out of here. Yeah, take some of those boxes out of there. So we got that organized. So the main goal was to get the black drawers back there. And you know what? I said at the beginning of the stream was going to let people decide what mocks you want to see in the city. So let's get this stuff out. Let's get this stuff out. I'm going to get three of these mocks out right now. And most of this stuff is stuff from the Monkey Kid City of Lanterns that I modified. Yeah, that's what the majority of this is. Yeah, I think these would be good. Yeah, so I'm gonna give the people in choice a chat now. Exactly, Philin. Those are the kinds of odd jobs I've been doing over the past 2 weeks, and hopefully until I go, hopefully until semester 2, because I in all of my semester breaks, that's when I like to take a lot of time to help to do housekeeping and management of my collection. Any time someone is on paid vacation, or they can't work because they're injured or whatever, you got to make lemonade out of lemons. Am I right? So I'm going to give people the choice right now. We got this portable toilet that is primarily white with some black accents. We got this vintage style kind of facade of a house. This is actually a recolor of a creative designer set from the that was 4+ back in like 2009 or 2008, that I recolored to look like the summer cottage from 1981. And we also got this custom island rock formation that might have some secret treasures in it or something. So I'm gonna let the few people in the chat decide right now which one of these three do you want to see in the city, and I'll do kind of a ranking system. Instead of saying one or the other, create a priority list. So, for example, you might have this. You might have the Islander 1, the House 2, and the Toilet 3, or you might have the House 1, the Islander 3, the Islander 2, and the Toilet 3, or you might have the Toilet 1, the House 2, and the Islander 3. I'll give a couple minutes for people to list off their priorities. That's funny, Dusty. That's funny. That's very funny. Like one of those old police kiosks that they would keep one of the one of the motorbike cops stationed at on the side of a highway or something for a quick pursuit that has like a little holding cell. I believe Jane actually made a police kiosk back in 2013, which I always liked the look of that. That's funny, General. That's funny. This is bad lighting. Let me move this stuff into the light better. I need to charge my phone after this stream. Just checking some of the notifications. Oh, Cal just said that he has to cancel his stream. Okay. We're still going to cap this at 2 hours anyway. And now I'm seeing what Gladiator sent me. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. Yeah, I know that Dusty wants to see the Thunderbox. General's deciding between the Timu TARDIS and the Mystery Rock. Yeah. Whoops, I was a little bit too hasty with my fingers and I accidentally left the studio. I'm back now. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it the majority rules. We're going to put the Thunderbox into the city. We already have a copper colored Thunderbox, so I guess we could assume this is a concrete Thunderbox. Let's get the bird's eye view. We're going to put the Thunderbox into the city. That's what the chat wants. And we're going to pan down here. Gonna slide the minifigure habitats off to the side. We already have... So let me just clear these plates, or these base plates, out of the way. That is for the balance. That's for what my trains are running on. Because we do have this 24 by 24 grey base plate. So we're going to put the Thunderbox that you guys voted for on this end. If this can attach, let me attach this. It's not sticking properly. Ugh. Yeah, it doesn't want to stick properly. I think it's because this base plate is a little bit fragile. But the reason why I'm sticking it on this grey base plate is because this is going to become a little makeshift construction site. Because as I said in my city update that I uploaded 2 days ago, this is where the airport is going to be eventually. And if I can, I might try and get out some of the runway base plates for the airport, which means that the construction workers need a place to do their business, and they also need a crane. They also need the crane to help lift the base plates into place. There's this container with some of the Shell oil drums. And I guess that's for refueling the power generators to fuel their construction tools. For like recharging whatever. I'm not a part of the CFMEU, so I don't know how that stuff works. Anyway, that is the idea. That is the suggestions from you guys in the chat. Nice. And that's another bird's eye view of the city. Got 12 minutes to go, and then I'm going to go get myself some breakfast. Okay. Actually, we're gonna put this up top here, and I'm gonna angle this down, and let's see what people are saying. General says, "At least I'll know where to go if I need to go." Exactly. Do you have a sig fig, General Tron? Now we just need the Tibu Time Lord. Well, let's do the time warp again. Actually, there's some more instructions that I need to flatten, because I do have the max. I do have the max from the Lego Club minifig, which I eventually want to make. I eventually want to make a wormhole portal for him, and for the Time Cruisers set that I own. And the only reason I bought that Time Cruisers set is because my old co-host from Blocks to Mox, he owns all of the Time Cruisers sets, and I bought it at Brickworld Chicago 2024, and the first episode when I got home, I showed him that, and I built it, and I believe that was when. I believe after I built that, that's when we agreed to do a Time Cruisers, Time Twisters episode of my old Real Whole Egg streams. And I've been thinking about ways how to bring back the Real Whole Egg, stream. Because while I'm doing a whole bunch of odd jobs in the month of July, I figured if I want to enjoy myself, why not have some fun with the viewers in the chat, you know? It says, a general's wondered, is there a loo in the TARDIS, and where does it all go? My theory is that there is, and instead of the pipes draining sewage to the treatment plant, it's a separate wormhole. It's a separate wormhole that takes all of the waste to a black hole. That's my theory. Okay, you don't have a sig fig yet. Have you thought about what kind of pieces you might want? Because let me change my avatar to show you what my sig fig is. This is what I want my sig fig to be. So just imagine that there's blue pants. Says, if I did, I would not ever have a full beard, always stubble. There's a lot of minifigure heads that have the 5 o'clock shadow on them. There's one of the criminals from the police sets in the 90s has the 5 o'clock shadow stubble with the sunglasses on. Yes. Yeah, I tried changing the thumbnail in the middle of the stream, but it wouldn't let me. So I'll have to end the stream in 7 minutes, so that I can then change the thumbnail. I don't think there's something in the system that doesn't let you edit a thumbnail while you're streaming. I'm always changing thumbnails before and after streams, but doesn't let you change in the middle for some reason. So I will get to that as soon as it's the top of the hour. Yeah, I've been working on the city for about 4 years now. Because when I came back to YouTube in August of 2020, I didn't. Oh, I'm almost done with this stream anyway. Yeah, so when I came back, I think I started making city updates in March of 2021, and I've gone through 3 different phases of the city ever since. Yeah, and so it's been a gradual evolution. It's been a gradual evolution over the past 4 years, and March, April, May, June, the last 4 years and 5 months. It might there might be a thing with the terms of service, but I've some friends of mine who made a video about the history of the Lego YouTube community. They used M&R Productions' face on their thumbnail, and their the video didn't get taken down. So I'm not sure. I'll have to go read the terms of service to investigate it properly. But as soon as this stream is over, I will be editing the thumbnail, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Only 5 minutes to go anyway. I'm sorry that I caused all of this confusion and delay. So once again, I'll offer my apologies. Yeah, so we got that. So we got the table done. We grouped some of the instructions together. We got some of the mess cleaned off from the left side of the table. Moved some mocks back into the city, which I'll have to rearrange at a later time. Made some changes above the gantry to move some of the boxes around, and also made more space on top of the black drawers so that we could reduce, so that we could increase the amount of horizontal space for storing the collection, and by default moved stuff that was on the white table elsewhere. So now we have the white table as a blank canvas to do more sorting, to build more mocks. And I do actually have some base plates that I'll need to get on the table, and I need to get my packet of wet wipes to wipe some of the dust down. And the first mock that I need to restore, now that the white table is clear, is my halving of my custom of the Daily Bugle. Because some of you guys might remember that I converted the Daily Bugle from a 32 by 32 building to a 16 by 32 building, and this is the big thing that I want to add to the city by the end of the month. So I've got a busy month ahead of me, and thank you to everyone who came through today. Some of you were actually able to help me out with some technical difficulties, so I appreciate your expertise with tech, because I don't know as much about technology as what I should, which is why I do make mistakes from time to time. But I always make sure to correct my mistakes if I can. So thank you for watching this stream. I'm not sure when the next stream will be, but I'm going to keep on doing odd jobs for the rest of the day, because I still need to attend to this stuff, and I want to make some of those labels for the pad boxes, and I need to rearrange some of the storage in my room so that I can install a new IKEA shelf, so that I can increase the storage capacity in my room. I'm going to end this stream now, and I'm just going to say thank you for watching, because I'm a little bit exhausted. What were people saying? Yeah, we're going to end this stream right now. Yeah, it takes a lot of stuff to do planning, and we appreciate everyone's viewership today. Anyway, yes, everyone have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you whenever I see you. So bye, guys.